So, congratulations, Subramania, for having reached up to this stage.
Thank you very much, sir.
All set for the D-Day?
Yes, sir.
Good. So, please introduce yourself to the board.
So, I am Subramania Bharathi. I am from Tirunelveli district, the state of Tamil Nadu, sir. I have completed my undergraduate degree in Bachelor of Arts in History from Tiruvallur College, Pavanasam, sir. And I've been preparing for civil service examination from the first year of my graduation, sir. This is my first attempt. And I am passionate in playing flutes and pencil sketching, sir.
Good.
Thank you.
So, Subramania Bharathi, you are a flute player.
Yes.
You have done your graduation, opted for history. So, why do you want to join civil services?
Yes, sir. The first reason, my name itself is the first reason, sir. My mother named me after Mahakavi Subramania Bharathi with the aspiration that one day I too would serve the nation in the same way Subramania Bharathi did. The second reason being, by virtue of my being the son of a coolie worker, I have the responsibility of giving my father and mother a decent and happy life that they did not have before. So these are two reasons that motivated me to join civil services, sir.
Okay. So, Mahakavi Subramania Bharathi.
Yes, sir.
Tell me one of his traits other than poetry.
Yes, sir. Sir, he has been a journalist. He worked in several newspapers like The Hindu, Bala Bharatam, Swadeshi Mitran and whatnot, sir. And he had been a good artist too. He would do a lot of cartoons that came in newspaper. He had been a pioneer in that, sir. And he is a polyglot. He knows many languages too. And he is a great Vedantist too, sir.
Good. So, he was a very good cartoonist as well,
Yes, sir.
right? Recently, there are a few controversies related to a cartoon from Tamil Nadu. What was that?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of the issue.
Vikatan. Are you aware of the Vikatan controversy?
Sir, sorry, sir.
I just read about it.
Sure, sir. I'll read about it, sir.
Okay. Coming on to the another dimension. So, we hear a lot about that census is going to be held.
Yes,
When
sir.
it is going to be held?
2027, sir.
Are you sure?
Sir, I read that in newspaper, so I think so, sir.
So, the first phase of census 2027 starts on 1st of April 2026.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for the
And
information,
it
sir.
comes to a close on 30th of September 2026.
Sure.
And the second phase of census and with the caste census starts in the month of February.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So,
for the information,
good.
sir.
So, census, why is census held?
Yes, sir. So, census is necessary for multiple reasons. First, being to understand the size of our population. And second, we can use the information to inform the policies that we frame for the welfare of our people, sir. And it will also help our multiple studies like sociological studies, medical studies and whatnot, sir. It can also be used to inform the affirmative actions that we have to rationalize it to meet the needs of the today. So these are all the broad
Okay.
reasons why we are taking census.
Good.
Sir.
So, this census is to be followed by yet another activity. What it is?
Delimitation, sir.
What is this delimitation?
So delimitation is an exercise of drawing the lines of the constituencies, which are for the state legislature election as well as the lower house of the parliament election, sir.
Delimitation is to be followed by yet another activity in terms of parliament. What it is?
I think the report will be submitted to the parliament. Sorry, sir, I do not know much.
Okay. Women's reservation bill.
Yes.
What it is?
Sir, Nari Shakti Vantan Adhiniyam, it seeks to bring reservation for women. I think I could not remember the exact figure. There is 33%, I think, sir,
Yes.
in the state legislature as well as in the House of People in the Parliament, sir.
So, does this delimitation also, does this reservation also pertain to the Rajya Sabha?
Sir, I heard of only Lok Sabha. I do not know with respect to Rajya Sabha, sir.
So, it's applicable only to the state legislative assemblies and the parliament.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
So, Tamil Nadu, the role of governor why has it come into controversy?
Sir, the first reason being the case itself, Tamil Nadu, the government of Tamil Nadu versus the governor of Tamil Nadu. And recently, the governor of Tamil Nadu declined to read the governor address at the commencement of the legislature this year, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Subramania, you're fond of Bharatnatyam, which is the dance form from Kerala.
Sir, there are two major classical dance forms. One is Mohiniyattam, another one is Kathakali, sir.
Okay, how do you compare Bharatnatyam with Kathakali?
Yes, sir. In Bharatanatyam, the dancers would sit in Arai Mandi, sir, which means with a bent leg. And in Bharatanatyam, they would do a lot of postures, standing in one leg, and they would do a lot of mudras. With respect to Kathakali, they would do a lot of ornamentations in their face, which is not found in Bharatanatyam, sir. And so these are all the broad reasons I could remember. However, because I did not study Bharatanatyam formally, I learned it through cinema songs. So this is the limited knowledge I have on the both subjects, sir. Thank you, sir.
Labor laws. Recently, there have been some changes. Can you realize the key changes?
First, the universal floor rate of wage has been fixed so that it will never come down and the laborers will not be exploited. The second main change is that extension of the social securities like insurance to people working in the informal sector and the gig workers, their rights also being recognized. And the safety of the workers and the apparatus that they need to protect themselves in hazardous industries are also been made as mandatory this time, sir. So these are all the reforms that I could remember now, sir.
Okay. Considering your father's background and the hardships he might have faced or he is doing it presently, if given a chance, what reforms would you further like to add in the labor laws?
First, I would do is that, so my father has always complained that there is no basic amenities in the working place. They do not have drinking water facility. They do not have a toilet facility. So I will ensure that even in the informal sectors, even in the coolie realm, there should be basic amenities which will ensure the dignity of the people working there, sir. So next, I would say is the fluctuation of wages, sir. And third is sometimes the employers would fire and hire according to their needs. So there is no security of job in that realm. So even in the informal sector, we need to ensure that there is a proper reason for why a person is hired and why a person is fired. So one person should not be fired unreasonably. So these are all the reforms that I would like to bring in the informal sector, sir.
Have these points not been taken care of in the present condition?
Sir, I do not know, sir. If it is taken, that is welcomeable, sir.
India has a very long coastline, right? And you come from one of those states which has a coastline. How is our economy affected by having this? What are the positive
First, I would like to start with the positive contribution itself, sir. We have a long coastline which helped us to connect with the maritime region, and it helps us transportation and everything, sir. And the second is the vast coastline India has. We have monocyte sands over there, so rare earths are becoming the most strategic elements that are going to define the future and the present itself, sir. So the vast coastline will come in handy for India. And with respect to the other undesirable aspects that we deal with, the cyclones are hitting multiple times, and we have faced tsunami in the past. So these are all the things that comes to my mind now, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You said monazite sands on the coast of Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
Yes, sir.
So, and you also mentioned rare earth.
Yes, sir.
Is monazite sand, does it have rare earth elements or it has thorium?
Sir, it has thorium too, but I have read in one of the articles that it has also rare earth elements too. So that is the thing that I remember.
All right. What are rare earth elements?
So rare earth elements, they are abundantly available across the world. However, they are not in the extractable form. So it requires.
Okay. You said it. How many rare earth elements are there?
Sorry, sir, I do not know the numbers.
It's 17.
Sure.
And on the periodic table, where it is placed?
Sorry, sir, I do not know.
Just read about it.
I'll read of it, sir. Thank you, sir.
You mentioned thorium. No, you didn't mention. You said monazite sand.
Yes, sir.
So monazite sand is full of thorium. in fact, India has the largest availability of thorium in the world. Why is thorium important?
Sir, thorium becomes very important in the third stage of our nuclear program, sir. So we are using thorium reactors, so it becomes important in that respect, sir.
Very good. So, what happens in the third stage of nuclear reactor?
Sir, I do not have much knowledge about it, sir. I will read on it, sir.
So, thorium is a fissile material. You know what is a fissile or a fissionable material?
Sir, fissile material is the material that we use in nuclear fission reaction to generate energy, sir.
And fissionable?
Fissionable, I do not know, sir.
Thorium is a fissionable. It does not cause fission reaction on its own. It has to be converted into something which can initiate fission reaction. So, thorium 232 makes a way to uranium 233.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
It's not your subject, so
However, I will read on it, sir. It sounds very interesting.
it is. We are the largest reservoir of thorium in the world. China has produced a thorium reactor. We have not been able to do so. Why is Tirunelveli famous?
So Tirunelveli is famous for multiple reasons. First, as a student of history, I would like to start with history itself.
Briefly.
Sure, sir. First, with respect to Tamrabarani civilization. Second, the Palikar revolt started from the
Tamravarni.
Yes, sir.
That is copper.
Yes, sir. River, Tamrabarani river.
Copper age civilization.
No, sir. The river name is Tamrabarani. So the civilization emerged on the bank, sir. Second is Palikar revolt started from Tirunelveli. And the great leaders like Subramania Bharathi, VOC, and many others came from Tirunelveli region, sir. And with respect to art and architecture, we have magnificent temples and churches like Nellai temple and the Holy Trinity Church. And apart from that, Tirunelveli is renowned for education institutions. The Palayankottai is called as the Oxford of South India, sir. And ecologically speaking, we have Western Ghats, Kalakadu Mundandura Tiger Reserve, so and Halwa too, sir.
Yes, halwa.
Yes, sir.
Made out of some cereal. Which cereal?
Sir, I do not know about the recipes.
Not the recipes, made out of some cereal. It's very famous.
Sorry, sir.
Tirunelveli halwa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I also don't remember.
Sorry.
So don't worry. In history, all India history, right? If I asked you to name 3 wars that changed the course of history of India, which 3 wars would you say?
The first war, I would say the Kalinga War of Ashoka, sir. The second war, I would say the Battle of Tarain. The third war, I would say, is the third Panipat War, sir. So the Battle of Plassey, sir. Battle of Plassey.
Which led to the British rule in India. But why Kalinga War?
So the Kalinga War, it has changed the nature of Ashoka, and it sent a great...
It changed the nature of Ashoka, not of India.
Sir, but also it influenced the entire empire itself. The Mauryan Empire was founded upon the principle of Dhamma that Ashoka came to know during because of the experience that he had in the battlefield, sir.
All right. My last question. How many classical dances recognized classical dances are there in India?
Sorry, sir, I do not know the exact figures. I will read on it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, Subramaniam, so tell me relations between Sri Lanka and India with regard to Tamils.
Yes,
how they have been fluctuating, which have been the reasons. Because Sri Lankans, Singlas also, they are also immigrated from India.
Yes, sir.
Tamils also immigrated from India. Muslims converted there itself. So it is all Indian material there.
Yes,
Okay. So how the relations have been fluctuating since long, since settlement of the Tamils.
Yes,
Tell me.
sir, I heard of things, I read somewhere, sir, that during the British time, the Tamils occupied many of the important positions in the British Raj. And once the independence achieved there, the Shingalese people gained more power.
First, how did Tamil go to Sri Lanka? They went as
Yes. Yes, sir.
tea workers, transportation
sir.
workers probably.
Yes, sir.
You start from there, then tell me.
So even before that, we have references of migration from there. During the time of Karigala Chola, he went there and invaded some. He brought some people, and during the time of Rajaraja Chola, there was people migrating to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka had been an important port, so there has been a historical connection too. However, during the British time, many indentured laborers were transferred to. They were transported to Sri Lanka to work in the plantations there, sir. So that is how the population increased over there, and due to some ethno-religious linguistic conflicts that were prevalent, we saw some civil war too. Sir.
Why didn't Tamils accepted their language, local language and culture?
Sir, I think sorry, sir, I do not have much knowledge on that subject. I will read on it.
At a
Sir.
basic nature.
Sure, sir.
So second thing, tell me the trade deal between India, US and India and Union and between Gulf.
Yes, sir.
How will they benefit Tamil Nadu?
Sure, sir. So as a manufacturing state, Tamil Nadu will stand benefited much from the trade deals that we have signed, sir. Because in India, EU trade deal, 99% of the exports of India will get tariff relief, duty-free access to European market.
Will they get to Europe or first or USA first?
Sir, USA now on the 2nd of February, the tariff has been brought down to 18%. So the labor-intensive industries in Tamil Nadu, like textile industries, leather industries, will get.
But for European Union it is zero.
Sir?
For
Yes, sir.
European Union it is zero.
Yes,
While
sir.
they send those material to USA, they will send to European Union or England.
Yes, sir. But I think the demand is something that they look for.
They will get better price there.
Yes, sir. I'll read on it, sir.
Second thing, I want that this industry should modernize, get modernized. So how will it be done through the deals?
Sir?
Textile industry and leather industry. You know, one is talking about leather industry.
Yes, sir.
Tamil Nadu is biggest exporter of leather goods also. So how all this will get benefited and it will multifold in volumes.
Yes, sir. Sir, with regard to leather industry, I do not have much knowledge, but in textile industry, we can manufacture technical materials required for many purposes. So that could be done. So
My business model will be bring capital and technology and machinery from USA.
Yes, sir.
You grow multifold
Yes.
products and export back to them.
Yes. Sir.
Otherwise, how do you make use of this deal?
Yes.
First is technology transfer.
Yes, sir. That should be done.
Second is machinery. Third is trade.
Yes.
Trade comes at the last. Anyway, one very question close to you. That is why these coolie badges are being sold in black market for a very good sum.
Sir?
These coolie badges are sold in black market for a good sum.
Sorry, sir, I could not. Coolie, sir?
Badges.
Badges.
Matlab one badge is sold to another person at a very hefty premium.
Sorry, sir, I do not know of it, sir.
It is in Delhi, may not be at your place. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Subramania Bharathi.
Yes, sir.
So you graduated from Manumanyam Sundarnad University.
Yes, sir.
Who was he?
Sir, Manonmaniyam Sundaranar, he's a famous Tamil poet, sir. He wrote a magnificent drama book called Manonmaniyam, sir.
Okay. And anything related to the state song of Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. It is part of Manonmaniyam, Tamil Thai Valthu. It's like Vande Mataram of Tamil.
You were also related to the Kalhana History Student Forum.
Yes, sir.
What is contribution of Kalhana and why is he important?
Yes, sir. Sir, Kalhana is recognized as the first historian in the modern sense of the term, sir. He wrote a magnificent book called Rajatarangini, which deals with the history of Kashmir from the time immemorial to the 12th century, sir.
Oh, wonderful. Very nice. So, Gandhiji was very disillusioned with Britishers consequent to the Rowlatt Act.
Yes, sir.
Why? What was the reasons for his disillusionment?
Yes, sir. Sir, Rowlatt Act, it curbed the rights of many people. For instance, it gave permission to arrest a person without warrant, and there are punishments without trial. There are so many inhumane provisions part of the Rowlatt Act that enraged Mahatma Gandhi, sir.
That was the subsequent to the implementation. No?
Yes, sir.
So as soon as the act was introduced, He was very, very disillusioned.
Sir,
There was something.
Yes, sir. Sir, the entire legislature, the Indian members, they opposed it unanimously. However, the bill was passed.
What was Congress or Gandhiji's stance during the First World War?
So they supported the British because they are fighting the imperialist powers. So they gave support based on the condition that they would give some concessions to Indians, increase their participation in the legislature and so on, sir.
So how many Indians actually participated in the First World War?
Sorry, sir, I do not know the figure.
Close to a million.
Sure, sir.
985,000 somewhere. Because of this support. And as soon as the war was about to end or it ended, they introduced, rather than giving
Yes,
a
sir.
kind of autonomy, some
Yes.
concession to the Indians,
Yes, sir.
which was promised,
Yes, sir.
they introduced this act.
Yes, sir.
That was the reason. Okay. Which historian has influenced you most?
Sir, I was influenced much. I haven't read much historical books. However, I read something about Neelakanta Shastri, sir, because he did a great work in making Indian history more representative of the entire geography of India, sir. For instance, he wrote much of Cholas that was not hitherto in the public light before. So, I love Neelakanta Shastri much more, sir.
Okay. So you have undergone NCC and NSS
Yes,
both.
sir.
Should they be made mandatory?
Sir, we can make joining any of the organizations mandatory in the studenthood, sir. So because we are not only learning education, but we are also training the children to give back to the society while they are studying in the schools. So this will shape them as good human beings and citizens, duty-bound citizens, I would say, sir.
Tell me some attributes that you have imbibed during your NCC or NSS training,
Yes, sir.
which would make you a good administrator.
Yes, sir. First, I would say the feeling of unity, sir, irrespective of the language and the country the state that we belong. The Hum Sab Bharatiya Hai Apni Man Se Leke Hai song influenced me much as a young boy, sir. Second, I learned much about punctuality, which helped me during my preparation and helped me to make this place very early. And second is leadership qualities, organizing things and making, we would, during the festivals in college and school, we would organize everything. So the organizational skills and acting as a team also helped me. So I think this will help me as an administrator too, sir.
So the finance minister recently presented her
Budget.
9th budget. Has any finance minister presented more budgets than her?
Sir, I think Moraji Desai is.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Subramaniam,
Yes, sir.
your interview is formally over.
Thank you.
How did it go?
I think I did well, but some areas I need to improve, I think, sir. Some facts I need to learn.
Good. So, a couple of feedback, then my co-panelists will also share their feedback. You are very good.
Thank you, sir.
You have a depth of understanding. And the best part is that you are quite engaging in terms of conversation.
Thank you, sir.
So that is what is required in an interview board.
Sure.
Being calm, confident, poised and interacting just like you are engaging with some family members to say.
Yes.
That should be the attitude,
Sure.
right, which is very good.
Thank you, sir.
Second part is that you are also precise in terms of your responses.
Yes, sir.
And with the most important point is coming in the first 30-40 seconds.
Yes.
Many questions we have done it. In 2 or 3 explanatory questions, you did not come out that clean. Just keep that spirit in mind.
Sure.
Okay? The third aspect is, the current affairs is something which is dynamic, which is involving every day.
Sure, sir.
On the day of your interview will be the elections in Bangladesh.
Yes, sir.
So be thorough
Sure.
with how important they are and how does it reflect on India and whole story behind the liberation of Bangladesh, the role of Mukti Bahini.
Sure, sir.
All those aspects you should be very thorough with because you are a student of history.
History too.
So you are also expected to be knowing in
Much about
details
the history of
it,
Bangladesh. Okay, sir.
right?
Sure, sir.
Last but not the least, remember there are few big ticket events between January to April this year.
Yes, sir.
make a list of those events or developments
Sure, sir.
and go through them at length.
Sure, sir.
You must be reading newspapers.
Yes, sir.
So please be sure that on the day when you are going to appear for the interview, you should be
Well informed.
aware with the headlines of the major stories.
Sure, sir.
So will you be appearing in the interview in the same dress?
No, sir. I am going to wear blue coat, sir.
Okay.
So this is only for monk.
Okay. And you will be also wearing the Trump tie?
No, sir. Sir, I'll change it, sir. Blue color tie, sir.
Good, good.
In one of the mocks, I have received the same Trump tie.
Okay.
Sure,
so be sure on that part. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Nicely all shoes polished,
Sure,
dark
sir.
color shoes,
Sure,
shaving,
Sure,
combing.
Sure, sir.
And this, you have see the best part is you are young, dynamic, vibrant, engaging.
Sure,
And these are the attributes which are required for a good civil servant.
sure.
Okay?
Sure, sir.
Okay. All the best. Sir.
Thank you, sir.